Back on after a week or so that I've not been able to hop on. And so, yeah, I wanted to go over what's been happening with me for the last week or so and what I'm going to be doing today, which is live trading again, and what the next steps are. So, stay tuned. It's going to be a good session today, building momentum back up, and excited to take the feedback that I've gotten from my last videos to take the next step. So, I think I shared with you guys last week that I was going to Chicago for a wedding. Some of my good friends were getting married, and a lot of my close friends from college were there, and met up with a lot of them. An awesome time, everything that's been going on the last year with the pandemic, and yeah, it was really nice to see everyone after what felt like many years, honestly. So that was nice. One of the cool things was that I met some new friends as well, and that I haven't talked to. So I as a trader. So that was nice because that's something that I had been hesitant to pigeonhole um, because I was like, oh, I want to be an investor, or I want to be, I was someone in the solar space, or I just didn't know what my true identity was. So now that I'm getting more comfortable being a trader, not just a trader, but definitely a trader, in addition to other things, um, in addition to being a student hypnotherapist, in addition to being a student LP therapist, it was nice to practice telling people that I was these things now. So that's that. I wrote in my journal. So one of the things that we talked about in my trading coaching sessions is to get back to writing. And I haven't written, that's a habit that I've had for a long time, but for some reason I just haven't wrote in my journal. So I decided to start that back up again. So I felt good to do that, to just get out of my head and realize, okay, what's been holding me back. And one of the reasons why I haven't gotten back to journaling is because I just felt much more comfortable just meditating and just thinking things out and just being quiet and just letting things come to me, and then acting on that intuition and not having to write things down. And so I think a combination of the two may be good for me. Still writing things, digesting things, but definitely continuing with the meditation, which has helped me um, get focused and uh, just digest things better. So that's that. Feedback and takeaways from my last sessions. So some of the things that I've been told was that I did not smile enough, that I was not acting through my personality, that in real life I'm much more jovial. I'm cracking jokes. Maybe people laugh at them. I don't know. But yeah, like I wasn't smiling enough. I was just too serious. I was intense and I was honest. So those are good things that people told me, but I just wasn't smiling enough. And so, or nor did I have like a structure in which that allowed me to express my full personality. So maybe it betrayed the fact that I actually was enjoying doing this. Like I really enjoyed this. Honestly, that I was really looking forward to doing this, and I'm sorry actually to you guys that I did not come out with episodes earlier this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I just became hesitant again. I just became hesitant about like what am I gonna do? Like I told you guys that I wouldn't be starting live trading again in my combines until next week. So I was just like, okay, well, I still have a few days to get my act together and figure things out. And so until then, what do I do? And so I was just kind of hesitant about that. But I just realized, like, just get back in front of the camera, just get comfortable doing this. Each day just build on the previous day. And so I'm sorry that I was not able to do that and let you guys down and myself down. Um, but yeah, like my whole personality is so that or all of this is so that I can showcase my full personality, and that's the only way that this channel grows. And I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy talking things out, and I really enjoy, uh, building this channel up to what I think it can be. So, um, so yeah, like I'm taking the feedback the best way I can, and I know that I can do better, and I will do better, and I will have fun with it, and you'll see me have fun with it, guaranteed, as the great Charles Barkley says. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for a few things that I have coming up, ready for you guys this week, and yeah, it's exciting stuff. Coaching session starting on Monday. So yeah, to the next steps. Uh, uh, Doing now on Monday afternoon, I have coaching session starting at 2 Central, and so I usually do this in 1 and 3 until close, but I can't do it now because I have a 2 o'clock session on Mondays. So I just realized when I leave Mondays off, I won't be doing a live trading on Mondays. We'll use Sundays and Mondays to come up with at least one video, maybe 2 videos. On a recap video of the previous week, some of the highlights and grades and my learnings or whatever, and I just compile it into like a short video that y'all can watch if you don't watch my live trading, and then a chance to like put my video production into use and actually like learn how to do it better. And then Monday is gonna be more of like maybe learnings videos or like maybe something different, something about my life. I don't know yet, but something different. Yeah, something I'm learning, or maybe just like a simple like, hey, this is what I'm looking out for this week, whatever it is, but something shorter. So Sundays and Mondays, something shorter. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, live trading, and yeah, so that's my plan for the foreseeable future while I'm doing this trading coaching sessions on Mondays. This is going crazy right now. Yeah, and that's another thing for me to figure out is sometimes Top Step Trader acts up a little bit. Maybe there's just too much data going on. Maybe I need to close some of these other tabs. I need to do something. I need to figure out something because, this is okay now since I'm on a practice session. But, when I'm live, man, this has got to be working on all cylinders. So, yeah. And I'm going to be adding more softwares to this. Like, my whole software stack now is just getting crazy. And honestly, hardware stack too. I'm going to have another camera here to give me a different vantage point, and I'm going to be doing some cool things over the next few months that I'm excited for, and I just need to make sure that my laptop works for that. So without doing these crazy things while I'm live. So anyways, all that said, today is back live trading. So let's get back to it. So let me switch to Trading Journal. Was it here? There's, no, it was Trading Journal. Okay, so this is now Thursday, June 10th. All right, so let's get back to the process that I was using before. If you guys can see my screen, yeah, it looks like it. So you guys know that I start off with the higher time frame. So let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what I had before. So previously I had my 0 level of the Fibonacci at 41.80-ish, going up to a high of 42.17 at the 100% level, and it kind of was in this channel between the 100 and 61.8% level for how long was that? And is that 27th? Yeah, about a day-ish. And then it dipped down, picked up more buyers at the 38.2% level. I'm too zoomed in, it looks like. And then, as expected, reached the target, the 127% target at 42.27. That was a solid move up. Solid move up from the 41.93. If I had entry there, if I had set my entry there over the overnight session, and it reached my target, when is that, the same day? The next morning. Yeah, so it reached my target within 1 day. Again, it hung out. It went back down, hung out, and then went down to 41.70-ish from 65, and then it climbed back up this week. Well, this is end of last week, for this is the end of last week, and then all this week, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th, it's been this channel. It's been in this channel between 42.07 and 42.49. In fact, 42.47 and 42.37. I mean, within 30 points all week. And finally, this morning, dipped down to a low of 42.07 again before going up to 42.40. So let's take, after we've taken an assessment of this, let's make some sense of what were we looking at here. So the first thing I usually do is see if there's good fib levels that this is conforming to. So the way that I usually do this, if you guys have seen my previous videos, is my fib levels don't start at the lowest point of a trend, because we don't know that it's the lowest point of a trend. And I found that it usually works when I put the 0% level on the trend confirming swing low or swing high. So in this example, we have the swing low here, and up until now, if you look at this downtrend, it's gone from a swing high, swing low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So it is still in a downtrend, and then finally it's a higher low, it's compressing, and then it goes up to that higher high, confirming this now new uptrend. So this is where that 0% level would be. That is confirming this newly formed uptrend. So I'll put that 0% level there, and I'll put that 100% level at that first swing high. So that's where we are. And so let's see how this matches up. So it dipped down to that 61.8% level, and then it went up all the way to the 127% level. So this target has been hit. But another consideration, another factor in this is, if price dips significantly beyond the 61.8% or the 38.2% level, then there is a high likelihood that it will pick up prices that are beyond that retracement. So for example, in this, it dipped, so 42.11-ish is the 61.8% level. it went down all the way to 42.07. Now, within 3, 4, 5 points is okay, but this is something that I'm going to be looking out for now, that price may actually come back down to the 38.2% level, to 41.98 before it continues higher. So one thing I haven't done yet is add the volume. So the way I usually add volume is, and not, so typically you'll see volume as you see at the bottom chart, where it's just volume and the time-based volume. But what I am curious about, what I see is price volume. Is really well, you guys seeing. I'm gonna zoom myself out a little bit. Yeah, what do you guys think? Just a little bit. Yeah, better. Okay, so okay, there it is. That's not what I wanted, so let me adjust it. So I wanted, actually, let's do that. Let's do all the way, and we can definitely see where the high and low volume nodes are. So yeah, not all of this. So what I usually do with the volume is look at the trend, the whole trend from the swing low to all the way to the swing high. And then I can see where the high volume nodes and the low volume nodes are and see if there's any overlap between the low volume nodes, high volume nodes, and the fib levels. So as you can see here, we have where the fib starts. It's okay. In the middle of this higher volume area, and then 38.2% level, another in the higher volume area, 61.8%, again in the higher volume area. And then you guys can see here, it dipped down all the way to the low volume node before it shot up to the 127% target. So there are a lot of things we can take from this. Since it's already hit this target, the 127% target, I would say that there's a higher likelihood that the market may be exhausted. First of all, the market is already kind of in a relative equilibrium here. So this move, this 42.11 to 42.47, that's not even a crazy high move, given how much the market has moved in recent months and since last year. So not an amazingly big move, but the move, I believe, is relatively exhausted nonetheless. So I would bet that we're going to come back down to the 38.2% level, if not even further down to this low volume area at 41.85-ish before it goes back up. So let me adjust this actually, and let me move this here, and let's see how that adjusts this volume profile. And yes, you can see here this low volume node area 4185 is much more pronounced. Much more pronounced. So I would guess that there's a high likelihood we're going to come back down there. You guys see how it came back to this low volume node area and just shot up. So I would guess that it's gonna come back down here, 4185, before it shoots up again. So that's what I would guess, and not to say that's gonna happen by tomorrow, but I think there's a good likelihood that that will happen. One thing I'm gonna do real quick is add, just to make sure, I'm going to add the 23.6% fib retracement level. And I'm going to see if there's a correlation between that. Not quite. Not quite. And then real quick, and I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's any correlations. And interestingly, there is higher correlation now. Right at the low and actually right at the how far down the price went actually. So I'm just seeing if they're up here, and it really look like it. It's about the same. So I'm going to keep the 23.6% for now, and that's a good level for me to see. Usually the price dips below the 23.6% retracement, then we are going the other way. So that's the last little bit of support in a trend that I look for. So let me move this back up. All right, so again, so I'm looking at 4185 level as the low volume node that I could reach. So I am at this point, since price has already hit this the target, I am actually down biased or downward biased. I'm actually going to be short biased if there's any opportunities that come up today. And just so we know, the 161% target is at 42.66. So that is that's about 1925 points away from where we are right now. So it would take a pretty solid move for that to happen. So moving up now, so let's actually jot these down. So what we just did was the higher time frame assessment. So price been in a trading range most of week between 42.15 and 42.35. Finally dipped to beyond 61.8% retracement level of 42.11 and actually dipped to 42.06, 42.07, let's say, before springing up to 42.47, springing up to 127% fib target today in the overnight session. Actually, that's not true. It actually went up there during the day, 42.49. So day. Okay, so that's the higher time frame. Now let's go to the medium time frame, which is this. So in this time frame, zoom in and let's see what kind of trends are forming. So we have this in the morning, sprung up, and the open was right here, and it just continued on that trend and went to that target, and then retraced, and we were trying to test those highs again, but price retraced. So let's start off with a fib retracement. And let's see if, let's start off with this, yeah? And see if we have anything developing. Is my zone here. So now that is much more clearer. You guys can see how the price bounced around within the 61.8 and 38.2% level, jumped up to 100%, back down to 61.8, and the 127% target is right at the high of day. So I think we may be going higher again to the 127%, or even higher to 161% at 42.55. So it's good to see that these fib levels match up well, and this could have been a good entry right here at $145 to go long. Let me do another one. Alright, let me do another one. And see if there's any correlation here too. So if I have this here, it dipped down even past the 38.2% level. And is there a correlation? Not quite. Not quite. Not quite here either. Let's see if I add this, how will this look like? No. So not as much of a correlation there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And what I'm going to be looking for in this medium time frame is to see if there's any fib that is forming to the downside to show that it could be coming down before it goes up to the 38.2% level. So what I'm going to be looking for is a fib retracement starting here and with a target there. So essentially what I'm looking for is, actually I could probably leave this up here. And so price has already come back to oof, yeah, this is interesting, very interesting development. I'm glad I did this. Okay, so as you can see, for double tops, I would use the second one as even if it places a slightly higher high, I would put the Fibonacci 0% for that second confirming top high, or even if it's a triple top, I would put that as the highest price in those tops. So if I put the highest level as a 0% level, and I see that it came back to the 0%, traced to 38.2%, and you can see that the 161% matches up perfectly with the 38.2%. So there is my down and confirming option to go short. So very tempted to go ahead and enter short and put my stop just above. So, but before I do that, let me follow my rules. And for the medium time frame, price in a uptrend starting at 10 a.m. at 10 a.m. with a retracement to 61.8%. On its way to a target of 42.49, way to a 127% fib extension target of 42.49, which also happens to be the high of the day. But, so here I should say, looking for a downward bias. But in addition, have a downtrend fib just forming in the afternoon that retraced to the 38.2% level of 42.41 on its way to a 161% target of 42.32 on its way to, which also happens to be the 38.2% retracement of the uptrend from the AM. I hope that all makes sense for you guys. So basically, this fib convergence of this target matching up with the uptrend fib retracement gives me a high likelihood of since I missed this trade, of being confident that the sellers that are in this trade going short will exit by the time it hits VWAP, and definitely by the time it hits this 161.8%, giving me the chance to go long then towards the high of the day again. So since that's where we are, I move to the lower time frame. So in this lower time frame, not much is going on compared to, well, that's not true. I'm sitting here. That's where that low of the day session, and going up, steadily going up, and we've been in a channel since the afternoon. So I'm going to bet that we're going to break out of the channel one way or another, and we're going to have a breakout first towards the bottom. So rephrase this. So the way that I did it before was I had my hypotheses, and then I had my plays. So hypothesis is upward bias only after it crosses VWAP. All right, so first hypothesis is price has exhausted itself on the uptrend towards the higher time frame 127 target, and will go down before continuing to higher time frame 161% target of 42.55. Actually, so on this higher time frame, I'm looking at this target. Excuse me, sorry for that. So it's 42.66 on the higher time frame target. And we'll go down and we'll retrace to the 38.2% level of 41.98, 199 before continuing to higher time frame 161% target of 42.66. So that's one. That's one hypothesis. The second hypothesis is price has found equilibrium between 4207 and 4247, and we'll stay there. In fact, I would say even higher up, and we'll stay there the rest of the week. Without setting higher highs or going below the low volume node of 4207. Okay, so my place, not more than 3 hypothesis. Nope. Alright, so my first play, no. Alright, there we go. For our first play, go short go long on price hitting the 161.8% lower time frame target, which correlates to the 38.2% medium time frame retracement. The 1.7% target of 42.49 and 161% target of 42.55. That's my first play. Second play, so second play, I'm going to say go short on price hitting the 0.2% retracement 42.40 42.40 before going towards the 161% target of 42.32. Yeah, keep it simple for now. Those are my only 2 plays. I'm going to wait if price goes short again. So it looks like if I'm looking here, price just had that one touch. So I'm going to have another entry here at 42.40.50. I'm going to go a little bit lower. We do 20.25. So I'm going to do a 1-point stop loss, 3 contracts. High here is 42.01, so I'm going to do one at 42. So I'm entering 3 contracts here, going short. And the way that I have set this up, if you guys didn't catch this before, I've done this previously, is that it's a very tight stop loss, but if it goes beyond this level, 42.41, I know that this trade is void. Well, actually, 42.41, 42.43. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit tighter, or a little bit more leeway here. So I'm actually going to do a 3-point stop loss, 42.40.25. I have my stop loss here. And then my first target is where I'll make my money back, meaning that if it hits this, one target here, one target here, one target here. That's where I have it right now. So if it hits my first target with one contract, even if it reverses all the way back and takes out my other 2 remaining stops here, I would still I would break even, slightly break even, and slightly more actually, with fees and everything. My second target, if it hits that, would be where I would make more money, and third target slightly more as well. So I'm going to move the second target to the 161% level, which is 42.32, so very close to that. So very close to that right there. Man, it's freezing. Okay, there it is, 42.32, second target. Jeez. All right, and my third target, honestly, I'm going to leave it right there too. I think it's going to be easier to adjust these on the DOM, so I'm going to do that right now. So there's my second target. And third target. So one target with 7 points, and 2 additional targets at 9 points. So let's see how this plays out. If it does not come and pick me up, then I think it's going to go down. The reason I have it here and not further up is because the market is in a slightly compression phase, and so I don't believe it's going to go all the way up beyond this. So I'm actually even tempted to move this down so that I'm in this trade and have a wider stop loss. So let's see how the market behaves. We're definitely in a compression phase. So I'm going to leave this where it is, actually move it up. Because I think the way the market is moving now, it's going to go up and then come down. But again, I could be wrong. It could just plummet, and then my long play would then be in effect. So let me do this. There we go. All right. And we wait. It's a waiting game. And we wait, and we hydrate. And as Gordon Ramsay says, we let the knife do the work. And if I don't get picked up, I got another play, or I don't. Either way, I am not going to force anything. I am just going to be comfortable looking at the market, looking at my emotions, watching my emotions, and just letting be. Is my webcam frozen? All right, let me move myself for a second. Back on. Well, that's good to know that stuff like that could happen. All right, back on again. All right, well, I got to be watching myself and just adjusting that as needed. But man, all right, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Okay, so 35 minutes left in the trading day. Market's still in a relative equilibrium in a compression phase. And what I would bet will happen here is that price will go up, pick me up, and not hit my stop loss, go down towards the VWAP, and the long would then be on for the day. I could be wrong, and price just plummets from here before bouncing towards the high of the day. If that is the case, I will have my entry at 42.3225 with a 2-point stop loss and see how the day goes, the rest of the day goes. So I guess until then, I'm still waiting for the market to show its hand. So what do you guys think? In this time while we wait, what should I talk about? Should I talk about leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. Tell me, what should I talk about? Should I make some jokes? Should I talk about my life? Should I talk about my journey? Should I talk about stuff that I've learned? Should I talk about what should I talk about? Should we listen to a video together? Watch a video together? What shall we do while we wait? Wanna watch me eat? You know, there's people out there that watch people eat, and they're YouTube famous, or I don't know what other apps they use, but they get famous because they allow people to watch them eat. Maybe that's what's missing here. Maybe I should have that. Maybe I should watch or allow you guys to watch me eat while I do this, and this channel will blow up. The hacks that I still don't know yet. Should I start a monthly newsletter? What do you guys think? Monthly or weekly newsletter? I am going to start writing anyway, so might as well do I just write and then create a newsletter and then have you guys join and then get feedback that way and build up a community. Is that a thing? Is that like, should I do that? Okay. Price is going down. I'm greedy and just tried to enter market a few minutes ago, but I do not want to be entering markets because ideally I do not want to be. There are times I would be okay with it, but I mean, just look at this, man. It's just freezing and freezing and freezing. And I think it's because of Streamlabs, what I use for my software. I think TS Trader is okay by itself. If I mess with Streamlabs somehow so that I can use my GPU, like some way, man, it just cannot just be freezing and taking up all my CPU. I need to seek some guidance here. And to always be thinking, this is day one. If this was day one, what would I do? If this was day one, I would reevaluate all the software, all the processes, everything that I'm doing so that I would be best prepared for the long term. But if I was resting on my laurels, if I was thinking that what I have done is good enough, or I've come this far, so let me just continue with this path. If I think like that, then I'm gonna be a sorry mofo. I really think we might just stay in this trading range the rest of the afternoon. We're at 2:30. I don't think there's enough volume today for us to set new highs, or at least reach the high of the day. And we wait. And we wait. Not a lot of force in these moves so far. Not a lot of velocity. Been told I need to smile more. That was weird. I gotta make myself laugh. Is that how it should be? Should I do like a stand-up routine while I'm on this? Well, lower lows in this downtrend. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over here. And this is what I just did. Nope, that's not what I did. There we go. Okay, slight adjustment. Nope. Nope. How does it do that? Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's zoom in and see these. Yeah, I should have been looking at this. So I hit that. Saw a big jump here in net buyers over sellers that did not move the price much. So you can tell there was weakness there. Yeah, price is definitely going to be coming down. If I had seen that, then I would have been more likely to have entered short here. Around what, 42.39ish. We are going down, folks. We are going down. I don't think we're going up now beyond 42.39. So very shortly, I'm going to cancel this trade, this bracket order, and open a new one going long at 42.32. It's just very slow today. That's okay. And maybe one of the other reasons is because I'm trading the June contract, even though the volume is higher for the June contract versus the September contract. Next week is going to be interesting as we start switching over to the September contract. And then, yeah, end of June and into July, we're going to be fully into the September contract. So maybe that's another reason. And one thing I've also noticed is what was the term they called it? The triple convergence. Basically, options contracts ending and futures contracts ending that month has a lot of volatility, and that would also affect, I would think, the crypto market as well as it did the last time back in March, end of March. So something to look out for next week, since I also do trade crypto as well. Not as much options these days, but definitely crypto. Just picking up some more sellers before it drops, I would think. I think that's the rest of this move. I don't know, man. I do not think we are hitting the high of the day. Well, that works out. Okay, so I'll leave this on. All three targets at 42.32. Picks me up, great. If it doesn't, I will be losing 3 or 150, 450. 450 to make 38 to 30, so 6, so 900. 2 to 1 reward to risk ratio on this trade. Just over 2 to 1. And it'd be ridiculous if it doesn't pick me up. It goes down there. Did it get to 48, 38, 25? Let's see. What was the high it got to? 48, 38. What am I going to do? Close. Yeah, man. I mean, just 20 minutes left, not much volume, just not moving much. But I have been wrong before. Yep. Talking more about what I feel in my body. I just there's a control aspect that wants the market to move in my direction, pick me up, and go in my direction south, down, south. So just noticing that feeling of control that I want to have in the situation, something that I've been working with my NLP coach. Noticing that, and there's a reason that comes up for me is because I want to have responsibility. I don't mind having a burden. I don't mind doing things. I want to be a leader. And so I feel that since I feel that I'm authentically a leader, that the best way to do that is to have control over situations. But the best way is not to have control, because that will not yield what you want, but to focus on your well-being. And the best way for me to do that, the best word to think about when I'm being a leader, is to be playful, is to be appreciative of the moment, to be present in the moment, to be giving and collaborative and playful. And so that's what I'm going to be, that's in the back of my mind, is how can I just be playful in the situation. It also allows me to be more patient, because I know I can trust this moment, that it's happening the way that it needs to happen for me, for my best evolution, and trust that I can learn what I need to learn in the moment and not try to control things the way that I want things to be. So yeah, just noticing that and speaking it out loud. Patience, trust, appreciation of the moment, love of the game. That's a good one. For the love of the game. I'm doing this for the love of the game and how I feel coming out of it is more important than what I gain out of it. So again, market compressing. 15 minutes left, 5 minutes before the last 10 minutes, which is crazy. So I'm either in this trade right now, or I enter to go long at 42.32, but even then I'm not too confident that it will go up towards the high of the day. You might do that in the overnight session, but I need to be out of these trades. I cannot hold on to these trades beyond 310 central. Yeah, maybe I keep these shorter too. I don't know. Maybe yeah, I need some ideas, guys. What do? I want to do jokes. Maybe what I write, I'll share. What I but I mean, man, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure out this hardware thing with Streamlabs. It is not viable for scale. I'm gonna scroll down here just so you guys see what the plays were. So go long on the price hitting the 161.8% lower time frame target, which correlates to a 38.2% medium time frame retracement towards the 127 target of 42.49. Also the high of the day. And 161% target of 42.55. Goes short on price hitting the 38.2% retracement of 42.40 towards a 161% target of 42.32, which is what I'm trying to do now. I did try to enter at 42.38.25. Did not pick me up, and looks like price is going lower now. So just did not pick me up. That's okay. But I prefer these anticipatory moves rather than getting in on the market moves. So that's okay. Pretty low volume, man. Very low volume today. At least in the afternoon. Smile more. Okay. Some of y'all have to tell me some jokes in the comments so that I can smile more in this. One thing I was thinking is this is still my practice account, but I cannot approach this as a practice account, right? I was reading somewhere that who was it? Was it a swimmer? It applies to like any sports or any like performance activities. You know, if you're like a musician or if anything you're doing live, especially, it's like if you think what you're doing while you're practicing is just like low stakes, this is whatever. Then when it comes to the thing, you're just not going to be emotionally prepared. And the people who succeed, the athletes, the artists who succeed performing are the ones who practice like the real thing and maybe the real thing at the highest levels. And so you're training your mind, your body to be performing at a level, and it does when it does come time to perform at that level, you're ready. You've been there. You've done hundreds, maybe thousands of repetitions with that emotional state. You're ready to go. And so the same thing for me for this. This is a live performance activity, and I can't look at it as always just a practice session. When I'm live with trading real money, my heart rate should not jump up because it's different stakes than it is now. Whoa, look at what just happened here. See? At 10 till, there's crazy stuff which happens. So it just went up all the way and picked me up. And hopefully it comes down to the 161% before it goes up. But anything could happen. Again, this is a 2-to-1 trade. Question is, how much further will it go up before it goes down? One crazy move and I'll be stopped out, right? I really think the market's exhausted here. It's also reached the VWAP of this lower time frame, so for what it's worth. You guys can see here net volume was in favor of buyers, and yeah, not sure how many more buyers are left. There could be a lot more. There could be, that's it. Let me adjust this and see how this looks from here. Works very well to the 40, 232 as well. So there's, yeah, I think now we're going down. I think now we are going down. But we may not reach that in this session, who knows. Each tick for me is $37.50, so 2 ticks is $75 for 3 contracts. Each tick for 1 contract is $50, so 2 ticks $50. 1.4 ticks is $50 a contract, or $50 for the 3 contracts that I have right now. So again, with this 6-point target that I have, 6.5 target, so 6 points would be 300 per contract, or 100 total is actually 937.50. With fees and everything subtracted, it would be around 920 if I hit now. If it goes against me towards my stop loss, that would be 450, 460 something, with fees and everything. So that's what's at stake here. Either I'm going to lose 460, I'm going to gain 920, or somewhere in between if price just stays in equilibrium and I have to exit. But I think we're going down towards the other VWAP. I think crossing it. Let's see what happens. There's really something to be said for fib confluences, where a higher time frame, for example, in this case, a higher time frame retracement correlates with a lower time frame target hitting that retracement, or vice versa. So there's something that works about it. And I'm reading a book about behavioral investing right now, and just the psychology of markets, of how the combination of all the players in the market affects how the market moves as a whole. So it's just really fascinating to me how amazing these fib confluences are, and how they I'm not going to sit here and say they work all the time. I'm still running the numbers to see exactly what percentage of the time that they work and they don't work. But if you are looking at the market, and if you are looking at the price action, and how the market is reacting to certain prices, during these trends up and down, there is no denying the fact that the market is moving with those in mind, with those levels in mind. So this is crazy times. It's crazy that I came across this. One thing that I was considering was, while I'm doing live trading, let's say something is very slow to develop, like this. I wouldn't say it's very slow to develop, at least something developing. Some days there might not be anything developing. It just maybe just straight, and these trends may not even have happened, and all that. But even on days like this, there's only 2 plays that I really had. So I was just thinking, like, should I have another instrument here that I'm trading live with? Like, um, have the ES for sure. I'm going to trade this and have one thing else. I was thinking between either the bonds. Honestly, I really like, not um, uh, not the short one, the US 30. I really like that, just because each tick is worth $32 versus each tick here is worth $12 per contract. So, but I've also heard it's very slow. So maybe that's a really good one to add because I don't need to be watching it for all these signals. But when there are signals, it could be a good one to enter. There's decent enough volume for that. The other two, which have solid volume, are crude oil and gold. So those are the other two that I could consider adding to my repertoire doing these live trading sessions. But again, one thing I'm concerned about is having so many things up at once. Do I want to be switching? Do I want to just have everything on one screen? Do I want to have a wider screen? I mean, I do have a wider laptop, or sorry, a wider secondary screen that I could start using. So that way I could see everything, but that would not look as good on YouTube because that would just be really widescreen. And then maybe that could work if I have, I don't know. I want to keep it simple for now since I'm already adding a lot of different things starting next week. I might just keep it simple for now and just focus on this, making sure that it's smooth, man. Making sure that it's really smooth as much as it can be, because this is not ideal. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm annoyed, but I do want to resolve this before I add more variables. What are we doing here? What's going on? We are at 3 o'clock, basically, and price is yet to plummet. Again, on the Top Step account, I can hold on positions up to 9 minutes and 59 seconds after the 3 p.m. close. Anytime after that, and my account is disqualified from funding. So I do have a few minutes to see what the price will do. And I think price will go down here. And I may just try to get out for a small gain. Look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. Ideal for these, especially the end of the day situations. Up. Look at that. Whole bunch of cells right there. Right at the end of the day. I still moved up. I mean, I don't know what's happening. I'm literally blind to what's happening. Like, what's happening? Like, where's price? Is it above or below my entry? And this is crazy, but okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna be patient. It's just 1 minute past 3 o'clock. I'm just gonna be patient and hope that it comes down to 42.32. Maybe we should have had another target, huh? 3 targets instead of having all 3 targets at my third target. Space it out a little bit, but What are you gonna do, market? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you, bad boys, bad boys? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's going down, man. Let me just get out for a small profit, and I'm good with that. Pick up more sellers, and here we go. And here we go. And I also need to come up with something to close out these sessions with. Some of the ones that I've used in the past is the saying that me and my friends have, which is there's money to be made. One thing I heard while I was watching NBA on TNT, Draymond Green said this, and I was like, this is pretty funny. I don't think he was the first person to say it, but he was just like, if it don't make dollar, it don't make sense. So that was funny. Doesn't really apply, but I like the vibe of that. So remember, guys, if it don't make dollar, it don't make sense. You heard it first here. Yeah, I don't know. Something a little catchy. Something that vibes with this channel. Something that is about money or about money. I'm gonna own it. It's about money. Scared money don't make none. Remember, scared money don't make none. Remember, scared money don't make none. Be fearless, folks. Um, remember, if you got money, you ain't got nothing. You gotta focus on health and relationships. There was a saying that my grandfather used to have, actually, something like that. It's like, that's where I was going with it. But he was, if you have, if wealth is lost, something is lost. Wait, no, if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. I was like, dang. Okay. So that doesn't apply to this channel. I'm all about that money. I'm learning how to watch the market and simultaneously talk to the camera. So I may be doing this stuff, and I don't know how that looks on camera. I gotta look at myself. But yeah. All right, guys, it's 3:06. So yeah, I need to find something to close to sign off with. Right now it's 3:06. We got 3 minutes left ish, and we're just hanging out in this equilibrium. I mean, not much. Like, didn't even get down to my low of the day target, and I wouldn't have even entered. Actually, I wouldn't have even entered if I. So my initial target was at 42.40. Maybe I would have entered. Forgot where it was at. It was like right here. Yeah, I may not have even entered, and I would have just been like, all right, I'm out of this. I'm done with this day. This is done. But somehow this picked me up randomly, and it's been hovering around my entry. Slight loss, and I'm just hoping that it will go down towards my target, and it has not been doing that. So what I'm going to do is do what any sane person would do. I will wait. I will wait. I will push the time frame that I have as much as I can. 2.5 minutes left. And see if I can eke out $100 for my efforts today. I can eke out, well, $100. I mean, that'd be 3 ticks. 3 ticks, that'd be, yeah, just over $100. I could do that. Should I do that? Am I fine with that? Or the greedy part of me is like, oh man, look at that. It moved 4 points and I could have made $600. Or it moves against me and I'll lost 400. So what am I going to do here? So this is what I'm going to do. Move this bad boy up until I can see it on the DOM. Is it gone? Jesus. So stupid. Okay, so I'm going to make these non-bracket orders. So buy 1 limit here. Buy 1 limit here. Alright, I can't mess around. I got less than a minute left. 45 seconds left. Alright, I'm gonna have to just exit for a small loss. Alright, well, 5 seconds left. I'm out for $120 loss for the day. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm curious if I would have been triggered into this trade if I entered here. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I'm out of this day, out of this trade. We live to fight another day. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. I just wanted to get back into the swing of things before I start trading live again next week. I'll be back trading live on Tuesday. You should be expecting another live video tomorrow and at least one more video